All right, let's talk about food styling. What we're doing is making food look as good on camera as it looks in person. Because here's the thing, a dish can taste incredible and look incredible on the plate in front of you, but the second you photograph it, something gets lost. The camera flattens everything. It removes the smell, the steam, the texture, what you can feel with your eyes when you're sitting at the table. Your job as a food stylist is to put that back in. You're compensating for what the camera takes away. The most important rule I can give you is this: fresh beats perfect every single time. You don't need every element on the plate to look flawless. You need it to look alive. A slightly imperfect strawberry with vibrant colors and a natural sheen looks 100 times better than a perfect strawberry that's been sitting under lights for 20 minutes and dried out. Food has a window. Depending on the dish, you might have a few minutes, you might have 10. There's a point where it crosses over from looking appetizing to looking tired. Lettuce wilts, cheese congeals, sauces dry out around the edges, ice melts. The window is everything. You need to be set up, lit, composed, and ready to shoot before the food even hits the surface, not after. The clock starts the second the plate is in front of you. And this is where a lot of people get it backwards. They bring the food out, then start adjusting their camera settings, then move the light around, then decide on the angle, and by the time they're ready to shoot, the dish is dead. It's been sitting there for 12 minutes, the burger has deflated, the garnish is wilting, the condensation on the glass is gone. You've lost the moment. Get everything dialed in before the food arrives. Use a stand-in plate or an empty glass to set your composition and exposure. Then when the real dish comes out, you're just shooting. That's how you capture food at its peak. Now, lighting handles a huge amount of heavy lifting when it comes to making food look good. 80% of what makes a food photo look professional is the light, but the other 20%, it's the styling and the plating. That 20% is what separates a good image from one that stops people from scrolling and then that makes them generally want to eat what they're looking at. Great lighting on a poorly styled plate is still a poorly styled plate. It's just well-lit mediocrity. So what does good food styling actually come down to? A few things. Color balance. You want a range of colors on the plate that complement each other without competing. Too much of one color and the dish looks monochrome and flat. A pop of green from fresh herbs against warm tones on protein instantly adds life. A bright garnish against a dark sauce creates contrast that draws the eye. Think about color in the same way you'd think about any visual composition. What's creating interest? What's creating contrast? Where does the eye land first? Hierarchy. Not everything on the plate is equally important. There's a hero element, the protein, the main component. Whatever the star of the dish is, that needs to be the most prominent, the most visible, the most intentional. Everything else supports it. The sauce on the sides, the garnish, they frame the hero, but they don't compete with it. If your eye doesn't know where to look first, the plate is too busy. Spacing. Don't crowd the plate. Negative space, the empty areas, gives the eye room to breathe and actually make the food look more elevated. A cramped plate where everything is just piled up on top of each other looks like a buffet. A plate with intentional spacing looks like a restaurant. Let the food have room, texture. This is what makes people feel like they can taste the food through the screen. A crispy element should look crispy. A creamy element should look smooth. A sauce should look glossy and fresh. When you've got multiple textures on one plate, crunchy, silky, tender, crispy, the image becomes more engaging because there's more for the eye to explore. Flat textures are boring. Varied textures are appetizing. And here's the thing you want to ask yourself before every single shot. Does this look delicious? Not does this look pretty? Not does this look artistic? Does it look like something I would want to eat right now? If the answer is no, if the cheese is hardened or if the greens have wilted, if the sauce has formed a skin on top, your audience is going to feel that. People have an instinct for food that looks real and fresh versus that's been sitting. You can't fake freshness. You can either have it or you don't. So respect the window, work fast, and capture the dish while it still looks alive. Step one is always the same. Respect the ingredients. Understand what makes them look their best and get them in front of the camera while they're at their peak. Everything we build from there flows from that.